Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a supernatural horror film, Epitaph. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie starts with the lecture of an old doctor named Dr. Jung, wherein he's presenting to his class an old footage of a brain surgery of a soldier. Later that day, Dr. Jung calls his daughter to ask her out. Unfortunately, his daughter seems busy but promises to visit him later. Dr. Jung's daughter mentions that there's an old photo album on his table. It was found in the hospital, where he used to work as a medical student in the past, but the hospital will be demolished soon. In the evening, Dr. Jung's daughter pays him a visit. He looks sad, so his daughter tries to comfort and reminds him that the death of his wives isn't his fault. It's revealed that his first wife died right after his daughter was born, while his second wife died a year after their wedding due to heart disease. Surprisingly, Dr. Jung lives alone in his house. However, while he's talking to his daughter, a schoolgirl is seen beside him. It turns out, Dr. Jung died that same evening. Before he dies, he reminisces about the time when he was still a medical student in the hospital that's about to be demolished. Jung is being teased by the other medical students because the hospital's director is giving him special treatment. The head doctor tells the young Jung that the director assigned him to the morgue for a week, which surprises everyone. Later that day, the director informs Jung that her daughter is finally back. It's revealed that the director treats Jung well because he's arranged to be her daughter's husband. Jung can't refuse the arranged marriage because he owes a lot to the director, and she has taken care of him since his parents died. The next day, Jung assists a beautiful doctor named Dr. Young in autopsying a soldier who mysteriously died. The investigator wonders the motive of the killing because the killer brutally killed the soldier but didn't get the important documents that he had. While the press is interviewing Dr. Young, Jung continuously vomits as he can't stand the corpses. At home, Dr. Young happily tells what happened to her husband Dr. Won, who's also working in the same hospital. Meanwhile, a schoolgirl's dead body is found frozen. Jung starts his first shift in the morgue. While he's busy drawing, a snail crawls by his side. After a while, his colleagues show up and inform him that a frozen corpse of a beautiful schoolgirl has arrived. According to the story he heard from his colleagues, you should avoid looking in the mirror, especially while you're in the morgue, because that's where ghosts show up. Also, you should avoid breaking the mirror that you use, because something bad might happen to you. Out of curiosity, Jung stares at the mirror during his shift in the morgue. Then the head doctor surprises him, causing him to drop the mirror and make it shatter into pieces. When the head doctor leaves, Jung immediately cleans the mess. Afterward, he notices that water is dropping from the schoolgirl's dead body. Out of curiosity, he checks the face of the schoolgirl and confirms that she's really beautiful. Later, a ring falls down from the bed. Jung tries to put it on the schoolgirl's finger, but it doesn't fit. While on shift the next day, Jung talks to the schoolgirl's dead body. He shares that he really doesn't want to be a doctor, and his passion is to draw. He also mentions that he'll soon marry the director's daughter, even though they haven't met each other yet. Jung admires the schoolgirl's beauty. It seems like he's falling for her. After cleaning the autopsy room, Jung sees a monk in the corridor, whose behavior is suspicious. While Jung is staring at the schoolgirl, the director suddenly arrives. According to the director, the schoolgirl commits suicide with her boyfriend. It took them days to recover the body of the schoolgirl. However, her boyfriend's body is still missing. Out of nowhere, the director asks Jung when he was born, to which he answers without hesitation. When the director leaves, Jung tries to put the ring on the schoolgirl's finger again. He smiles because it finally fits. One evening, the hospital staff are greatly disturbed by a woman's loud crying. Jung is busy drawing the schoolgirl's beautiful face, but he gets bothered by the woman's cry, so he immediately goes to the hospital's funeral to check on her. When he peeks, the woman is crying next to the monk. It seems like the monk is performing a ritual because the pictures of the dead are covered with paper with spells written on it. Jung runs in fear when the monk looks at him. Jung goes back to the morgue and notices that his drawing is missing. He then sees a snail on the refrigerator's door where the schoolgirl's body is placed. When he approaches it, dark water suddenly flows out, so he slowly opens it. He bravely looks inside, but he doesn't see the schoolgirl's body. Suddenly, a ghost pulls him inside. In the vision, Jung sees himself getting married, having a child, and making love to the schoolgirl. Later, Jung wakes up confused because he's naked beside the schoolgirl's body. There's black water coming out of the schoolgirl's mouth, and her body is surrounded by snails. It's then revealed that the schoolgirl is the director's daughter, who's supposed to marry Jung. Unfortunately, she committed suicide with her boyfriend because the director is against their relationship. With the monk's help, they married Jung to the schoolgirl's soul to ensure that even in the afterlife, the schoolgirl and her boyfriend can't stay together. A few days later, a traumatized young girl is brought to the hospital. The girl encountered a car accident with her parents, and she's the only survivor. But to their surprise, her parents' bodies were severely damaged, while the young girl doesn't have any wounds or fractures on her body. The young girl has a hard time sleeping because her mother's ghost is haunting her, so the head doctor decides to give her therapy, hoping to cure her. He says that he understands the feeling of losing someone she loved, since he experienced that himself. When he was younger, he and his brother tried to get the bird's eggs inside the well. His brother warned him to be careful, but he didn't listen to him, so he fell into the deep well, breaking his leg. His brother tried to help him, but he also fell into the well. He was very scared, but his brother assured him that someone would come to help them. A few days later, they were rescued. However, his brother had already passed away. That evening, the young girl wakes up in the middle of the night because she sees her stepfather walking in the hallway. When she follows him, she gets scared as she sees a ghost of an old lady. She then screams as she chases her stepfather. She hugs him tightly as she reaches him. However, she panics when she sees her stepfather's face covered with blood. It turns out she's having another seizure, so the doctors inject medicine to calm her down. Afterward, the head doctor conducts another therapy. He asks the young girl to go back to the events before the tragic accident occurred. It shows that the little girl has already developed special feelings for her stepfather. She even gets jealous whenever her mother and stepfather do their smelly workout. On the day of the accident, while they're in the car, the young girl admits that she wants to marry her stepfather. The mother is heartbroken because of her daughter's behavior. Suddenly, the young girl grabs her stepfather's arms, which causes him to lose control of the steering wheel. Unfortunately, they hit an old lady crossing the road. The stepfather and the old lady died on the spot, while the young girl's mother managed to bring her out of the car, then died afterward. The girl is traumatized because of guilt. That's why she has nightmares about the ghost of her mother, the stepfather, and the old lady. Later, the head doctor reports the progress of the girl to the director, who looks anxious. But after a while, the little girl encounters another seizure. She then dreams of her mother telling her that the accident isn't her fault. After that, she dies peacefully. The head doctor goes home with a heavy heart because he wasn't able to save the young girl. He then concludes that the young girl survived the car accident possibly because she's still guilty. But when her mother comforted her in her dreams, she found peace. On his way home, the head doctor is hit by a car, and before he loses consciousness, he sees the ghost of the young girl. The next scene shows Dr. One discussing ghosts with his students a few days ago. He's confused recently because he notices that his wife doesn't have a shadow. Then one day, another soldier is found dead in the forest, and the method of killing is the same as in the previous incidents. That's why the investigator concludes that the killer targets soldiers, but is still clueless about his motive. One night, Dr. One asks his wife, Dr. Young, if she has strange dreams these days. The wife answers that she felt so tired recently and can't remember how she's able to sleep. Afterward, the couple happily stares at the snowball. Dr. One gets a flashlight and points it at the snowball, causing its shadow to appear on the wall. He then notices that his wife doesn't have a shadow. It turns out, Dr. One is hallucinating that his wife is still alive. He can't accept the fact that it has been a year since she died, because a soldier accidentally stabbed the back of her neck with a scalpel during his brain surgery. That same night, Dr. One wakes up and sees a butterfly on his bed. He then follows it as it flies outside. He then sees his wife go out, so he immediately follows her. A nurse in the hospital sees Dr. One, so she also follows him. Soon after, Dr. One sees his wife stabbing the nurse. He approaches her, but she just stabs him, causing him to lose consciousness. When Dr. One wakes up, he throws the nurse's body into the cliff, then goes home to look for his wife. But he can't find her anywhere. The next morning, Dr. One packs his things and asks his wife to leave the country. Later, he notices the scratches on his arms. He then remembers himself stabbing the nurse to death. The investigator and his team find the nurse's dead body on the side of the road. Dr. One thinks that he has dumped the body on a steep cliff, but he's mistaken because it's just a low cliff under the road. That evening, Dr. One calls the police station and admits that he's the one behind the killings. He writes a testimony that he has two personalities, a doctor and a killer. Finally, the investigator goes to Dr. One's house to look for him, but he just sees his wife, Dr. Young, there. After a while, he sees the written testimony of Dr. One. The investigator gets his gun immediately, but Dr. Young stabs him and escapes. The investigator immediately goes back to the hospital and orders his men to gather the patients. A nurse then informs him that a medical intern is performing an autopsy on the nurse's body, according to his order. The investigator is shocked because he doesn't order them to do it. Meanwhile, in the autopsy room, Dr. Young is seen behind the medical intern. During the commotion, the head doctor, who was hit by a car, arrives at the scene. Before he dies, he sees the young girl who confesses her love for him. Dr. Jung goes to the director to report the chaos. Unfortunately, the director has already committed suicide. Finally, the investigator corners Dr. Won, who insists that he's being possessed by the ghost of his wife. The investigator then tells him to stop the drama and just surrender. It's then revealed that the one who was accidentally killed by the soldier was Dr. Won rather than his wife. Because of the tragic incident, Dr. Yong loses her mind, which drives her to kill the soldiers to avenge his husband's death. Eventually, she stabs herself to death to end her suffering. Back to the present time, in Dr. Jung's last moments, his beloved schoolgirl appears. He's very happy as he confesses his love for her. The movie ends with the young Jung lighting candles together with the doctors. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.